You inspire me to be the best I can be.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Akilah C. Thompson, and I want to welcome you to week 7 of Social Sundays. I do apologize that I have been absent on YouTube for the past 2 weeks. I have been sick and struggling with, now I know it's bronchitis, and y'all know ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm doing the best I can, but there have been so many questions that have been coming in and some new things that are coming up that I want to tell you guys about. So I'm going to do the best I can to give you a video this evening discussing the topic of dealing with a troubled teen. I had the opportunity 2 weeks ago to speak at the Schomburg Center in Harlem for the Sister to Sister One in the Spirit conference. And throughout my speech, I talk a lot about my journey as a high school student, as a college student. I went through many different stages in which I had low self-esteem. I had different stages of depression as a teenager, which is dealing with my esteem. Even sometimes at points had thoughts of suicide. I went through the stages of bullying and rebellion and fighting, violence, stealing. I went through the curious stage of just trying things that I saw some of my peers, the activities I saw them engaging in, from alcohol. And my family, there's definitely a running joke of my parents finding out about me drinking at school. From cigarettes, I remember my grandmother practically on her deathbed was still smoking cigarettes. And I remember one day just trying one of her cigarettes, just trying to understand what that high was all about. But that was the only time I've ever tried that. And then I really never tried anything else as far as like drugs and substances are concerned. But I definitely had a very broad experience of different challenges, different stages that I went through, from just dealing with relationships and taking advantage of by men as a young age. So in sharing that, was pulling to, I think, the heartstrings of some of the parents in the audience, that they came up to me afterwards and asked me how do they deal with their troubled teen and some of the issues that they were having. So a couple of things that I would say is, the first thing is, going back to basics would be punishment. When I did wrong things, I was reprimanded for them. My father was big on putting me on punishment for a long time, where, it took all of my privileges, whether it be my phone privileges, going out, shorting my allowance if I was getting any allowance at the time. And for me to get off punishment, I actually had to write an essay as to why I thought I should get off punishment, like what I had learned from the experience, which is really good because it really caused me to self-reflect as to why I did some of the things that I did. And at the same time, as an adult, I've become a very good negotiator and very good at just articulating arguments as a result of kind of just being a troubled teen, was always on punishment and writing essays to get off. So that'd be the first thing. A second thing I would say is the circle of friends. As you know, you are the company that you keep. So if you take a look at your child's, your children's friends, if they look like they smoke, if they look like they drink, it's a possibility that they are doing it around, your son or daughter, and, possibly enticing them to do the same. So in any way that you can affect your circle of friends, the circle of friends of your children, by trying to put them in other things, whether it be church, youth groups, different programs, sporting activities, putting them in different sports teams and so forth. Anything that allows them to, their time and consume. If as a teenager, if you have too much time on your hands, you'll find plenty of things to get in trouble with. So if you're constantly involved in something in different programs, it really doesn't allow for all of the time for you to be getting in trouble. The next thing I would say is just to always show them love. No matter how disappointed you may be in things that they do, but just really show that you are a loving parent and really keep the doors of communication open, making your children feel comfortable in talking to you, because that's really important. That, if they feel comfortable talking with you and they are dealing with something, that they will come to you. So definitely, no matter how difficult it may be, because I know it can get really difficult when you have a child that's constantly rebelling and not doing the things that you want them to do. But also just always let them know that you love them, because a lot of time the reason why young people rebel, it has a lot to do with esteem and not feeling loved and not feeling worth, not feeling valued. So it's really important that you establish that as a parent, that you love them, you appreciate them, you want to see them succeed. Speaking that positivity over them will really help you in helping get them out of this trouble phase. The other thing I would say is just be a good example, because it's very hard to reprimand a child if if they're fighting at school and they see mommy daddy is fighting at home, or they're stealing, and they have watched you steal. So it's very important to be a good example for your children so that they have a good example to follow. And then last, I would just say is good old intervention. Like, if you get to a point, I had one mother tell me last week that she caught her son sleeping with his crack vial. And that for me, if I was in that situation, I would probably take my child to see like something that would just be life altering and almost like devastating to see. So whether it would be taking him somewhere where there's a program for people with issues to just sit back and just hear stories of people that have done drugs and things that have happened, because a lot of times hearing stories, seeing people go down a path that you really know you don't want to go down, and just seeing how destructive it could be to your life is very, very altering. And I know for me, I can appreciate the people that intervene into my life when they saw me going down the wrong way and saying, you know what, I've been there, don't make that mistake, I made that mistake, do this. So if you have people, whether it be a program, I said, if you could take them to and just be around, if there's if drugs is the issue and there's like a drug program that you can maybe sit in and say, hey, I just want my child to just listen to this and hear these stories, and maybe it'll be helpful to get them to stop what they're doing. Or the other thing would be if there's just someone that you could get to talk to them, someone like, for instance, like me, someone that they can relate to that's done something or been when they are and that's successful now, or that's gotten over that hurdle, that could be some sense of a voice of reason for your child. So definitely, and just summing that up and just going back to basics, good old punishment, their circle of friends, and in any way, if you can keep them in church, keep them in youth groups, keep them in programs, which I'm going to tell you about a program that I have coming up. Show them love and affection. Be a good example. You have to be a good example for your kids. And lastly, to the extent that there needs to be some kind of hard intervention, if you need to put them in a program or take them to a program and have them watch, what happens to people that, go too far, definitely I would suggest that you do that. I just want to share with you, I have a program that I recently launched, my nonprofit, Generations Inspired, Inc. And we have our inaugural program of I Am Beauty, which is our program for teenage girls, which is a 6-week program that is going to be happening at the OV Salon in Baldwin, New York, which is my hometown. So I'm really excited to be able to go back to where I was as a teenager and be able to do this program for teenage girls. So I Am Beauty, the acronym BEAUTY stands for beautiful, extraordinary, ambitious, unlimited, talented, and young. And each word within the acronym is one of the objectives of the program. So if you visit the website generationsinspired.org/IamBeauty, you can get all the information for the program and learn more about what we're going to be doing. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have all kinds of personal and professional development workshops, life coaching exercises. We're going to be doing some fitness stuff together, like literally learning different things, learning how we should be eating, how we should be working out, and actually doing some of those things together. We're going to have a Model for Life Day where we, work on self-image and learn some things about beauty and take some pictures together with the girls. We just have so many things coming up. Career panel that's going to come in with so many different just wonderful women that are business leaders, entrepreneurs, community leaders that have done these awesome things to give our participants an opportunity to meet people who are in positions that they want to be, that, you know, some of the dreams that they have, that these people have actually accomplished some of these dreams, so that they can meet them and be mentored by them and interact with them. So I really hope that you check that out. Again, generationsinspired.org/IamBeauty. Please check that out. Refer that to your friends. Please tell somebody about it. We will also be accepting donations and sponsorship. If you'd like to sponsor a beauty for the program, we are also going to be accepting that. So I thank you so much for hanging out with me. For it looks like I'm at about 10 minutes tonight. So be ambitious, be courageous, be talented, release the beast. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night. Peace.